The African economies are commodity driven, and so we get our revenues from exports of those commodities. And looking at China, in terms of the effect of the global economy, China is one of the major importers of oil and gas, for example, and they are a large consumer of commodities like aluminium, which they consume 54% of global aluminium. They also have they also consume 49% copper and about 48% coal, as well as gold, which is a high of 23% or 25%. So China is the driving force for, the slowdown in China is the driving force for a decrease in commodity prices and, of course, emerging market currencies, which obviously has an impact then on the debt servicing of Africa and African economies, and within that, corporates as well. And I think in terms of the medium to long term, we have a positive outlook on those commodity prices where, we are in a cycle and cycles change. So cycles go down and they actually go up. And now we're in the downturn and it's expected to go up as well. So in terms of medium to long term, we have a positive view on that. With regards to looking at underwriting risks, we take a view and we have a very stringent view. We look at basically the debt sizing assumptions. How big is the debt? Are there enough revenues for the sustainability of debt servicing over the term of the debt? We look at whether the project has strong sponsors, or whether the equity partners in that corporate have strong equity players as well. We also look at stress test scenarios. So, whether the model can look at or can sustain those stress test scenarios. We also look at the expertise of management as well. And I think the most important thing, even though you have expertise, is the execution of those projects.
Kimmy, just on a final one, everybody's always said that doing business on the African continent is difficult. Do you find that, or in your experience, underwriting for the African continent or for businesses here is definitely different from other parts of the world, or is there, can you use a blanket approach with this? Okay,
I think that's an interesting question, actually. With regards to all ECAs, I think we do our risk analysis very similarly. There's no real diversion as such, but I think what ECIC has in terms of the positive is, or the competitive edge as such, is that we are positioned on the African continent. We are African, we understand the African market, we have relationships that have developed over years, and we can, because we are on the ground, we visit countries, we visit ministries, we do due diligences, and we have access to that, to those ministries and those countries as well.